Kerri.
And we are Paranormal Chicks.
Episode 32.
Yes.
And not 21, which is what I put on the last one when we uploaded the midwifery.
Yeah, so she had all kinds of mistakes, but we still love her.
I know. That last episode was not one of my finest moments. So, midwifery is a thing. It's just not pronounced the way I thought it was.
Yeah. And you know what? She's Southern, y'all.
I mean, we like our eyes.
Oh, God, that's hilarious.
And then I was looking at the last episode to see what number to say tonight, and I was like, 21? We're only on 22? And then she was like, Oy vey.
It's all right. It was her first time saving, uploading, and she did a great job other than,
fucking it all up. Yeah. So there's that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give the reins back over to Donna.
No, thank you. But can I interject here?
Mm-hmm.
Who's bad at math?
Which one's a prime number, 21 or 31?
Fuck you. Wait, they're both, right?
No,
21's not a prime number. 21's not. I figured it out.
Well, yay! I'm giving you the golf clap.
You fucker.
What I was going to say a second ago, though, before you brought up the math business, was that we have some new Patreoners.
We do.
So, Prani R.
Allison J.
Joanne E.
Ricky N.
Tina M.
And John Ginn.
Who wants us to use his last name. Because his partner is Nathan, who made our intro music.
I can't do it.
Dun. Oh. I needed to tune my piano over here.
I cannot. That's why we had to hire it out, peeps.
Mm-hmm. So thanks everybody for being part of the Patreon. Y'all, we are almost at our goal.
Yeah,
that
super close.
Blows my fucking mind. The 13 days of Halloween have been so freaking fun.
Oh my gosh. Last night we did the live gingerbread spooky house decorating. It was a shit show.
I was going to say, that was a cluster fuck. Although when Donna tried to eat the bat candy, dead. God. That was so fucking funny.
If I knew how to make a GIF, I would make it, but I have no idea.
Oh my God, so good. So we're keeping on. This Friday night is, this will already happen before it airs. So Friday night is the Friday Night Fright Night. Mm-hmm. Could I say Friday again? Friday.
We have sent out some goodies, and y'all should be getting them, people of the Creepinati. We have a few left. Not a lot. And once they're gone, they're gone. Mm-hmm. So, if you want a little happy, go on over to www.patreon.com/the APC podcast.
Okay, last piece of old business. Mm-hmm. Thank you everyone who have participated in the giveaway for submitting a review. If you missed that on social media, right now we're doing a giveaway for submitting a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever else that you listen, because at first we were like, iTunes and Stitcher, and then everybody was like, that's not where I listen. So on whatever you listen to us on, write a review, screenshot it, email it to us, aparanormalchicks@gmail.com, and then you'll be entered in for a chance to win for each platform that you do.
Yeah, and there's going to be 2 winners. Mm-hmm. You'll get a tumbler, a tote, and a tea towel. And apparently we wanted Terra Terra TTT. Did y'all ever play that? Did y'all?
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, did we?
Terra,
I know
TTT.
we did. But, like, was that something we made up?
Oh my God. Blast from the fucking past.
Right?
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Is that all of the old business now? We can get down to the
nitty gritty?
The good?
Yeah. Oh, about the reviews. If you have left us a review before, screenshot it and send it to us, because that will enter you in. Like, you're not getting left out. Mm-hmm. So, go ahead. email it to us.
Okay.
Hit me with that best shot.
All right, this one's a good one.
Oh, shit.
I hope I do it justice, because it's a big one. Yeah, it's a big one, and, like, you could do, like, a whole series on this. You know what I mean? Which I feel like that's all of them, but whatevs. All right, I'm doing the mass suicide of Heaven's Gate.
Oh,
cult.
Fuck.
Dun, dun, dun.
Shit.
I know. Okay, so the main guy that when you think of the Heaven's Gate cult and the videos that they had and all of that, and the main guy that you see with sometimes he had hair, sometimes he had the bald head, that guy's name was Marshall Applewhite. He was the son of a Presbyterian minister. So Marshall Applewhite was working at the University of St. Thomas in Houston. He was fired from that job because allegedly, word on the street, was that he had had a relationship with one of his male students. And so after he was fired, he met Bonnie Nettles. She was a 44-year-old nurse. She was married, and they both were interested in biblical philosophy and all of that. So they met in March of 1972.
It was a match made in heaven.
Good one. Interestingly enough, though, they met because she was a nurse in a psychiatric hospital where he was a patient.
Oh.
Yeah. Seems reasonable. So, of course, they became, like, lifelong friends. And so one of the things that he really believed was in previous lives, and, you know, Applewhite said that because he felt like that instant connection to Bonnie, that he was like, we had to have known each other in a past life because we just became friends so quickly.
Yeah.
It had to have been, right? Well, she was very into, like, the whole extraterrestrial type business.
She wanted to be anal probed.
I mean, who doesn't? No. But, okay, so she believed that extraterrestrials were her, like, kind of guardian angels.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said that their meeting was she kind of had not even a premonition, but she kind of knew that there was going to be a meeting between them because of her
schedule.
I mean, her morning rounds when they said, hey, E.T. phone home in room 22. But no, she said that these extraterrestrials that were like her spirit guides, guardian angels, whatever you want to call them, had told her. And so she told, like, okay. Oh, God, Donna's got her hand up.
You know who this is? That little Martian in the Flintstones. Brought it back to old Flint. Stony Brook. Oh, that's funny.
I love when our word association matches.
Right. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's like bringing it back to like episode 1.
I know.
2. I don't know. Whichever one the sound stopped sucking.
21.
So last week.
Oh, my God. You had a Betty Rubble laugh right then.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
I channeled her. Okay. So through all their conversations and stuff, they kind of formed their own belief systems of putting each other's beliefs together to kind of figure out how it all worked.
Yeah.
So between the two of them, they decided that they were like the chosen ones that were meant to like to fulfill this prophecy from the Bible, and that they had higher level minds and thinking than everybody else.
Yeah.
They created this pamphlet, which they kind of talked about. Basically, Marshall Applewhite was the second coming of Jesus, that he was actually Jesus reincarnated, so he was also the OG.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And
literally?
And that, okay, so apparently in Revelations, there are 2 people described as the 2 witnesses, who are the ones that witness the rapture, which is, in Christian theology, the second coming of Jesus when he saves all the Christians. So in addition to being called, well, again, not being called, they referred to themselves as the 2, they would also call themselves the UFO 2.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they decided to go on like a cross-country pamphlet tour to promote their, like, I don't know if you call it newfound religion or theology based on them kind of being the chosen ones, and they wanted to develop their crew because they believed and they told people that they're from the planet called the Next Level and that they needed people for their experiment.
Okay. Was that the, like, name of the planet they said?
The Next Level. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Clever. So they also said that people who agreed to like help them to get to the next level, aka the planet, that they would be at a higher evolutionary level. And so their first meeting in 1975, there were 80 people there.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And so that's where they like told everybody like, hey, we're the 2 witnesses from the end of the Bible.
But like if they're the witnesses, why do they want to get to the next level? Because then it wouldn't be here on Earth. And they couldn't witness the rapture.
I don't fucking know.
I have questions.
Well, they're dead. They're already at the next level, so...
I'll get anal probed sometime and I'll be like, is that you?
Oh, Applewhite. Applegate. What the fuck is his name?
Applewhite.
Same thing.
Also, why do people sign up for things where it's like, okay, the 2 founders, us, we are the chosen ones. You are my pleasants. Y'all are not as equal as, like you're not equals. Yeah. We are so much smarter and you can't get to our level. You have to serve us and help us. I'm sorry.
Isn't that every religion though?
No.
You got the Pope. You got Buddha. You got, I don't know, Gandhi. Jesus. Other things, I'm sure. Other deities and saints and angels and... I mean, really, it's every religion. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it's every religion.
I don't know.
It's just different because it's like the end game is different.
Well,
like they're going to the next level and you're just going to a higher plane, basically.
I mean, apparently I should have paid attention in, world religion and all that shit, but I feel like they weren't saying, you're my peasants, you're my worker bees, you have to help me get to this next level. It's not about them.
Well, hold that, because I don't know that that's entirely accurate.
Okay.
Hold that.
Okay.
Put a pin in it.
I'm sorry. I'm all up in this story.
Okay, so later in 1975, the whole crew got together in Oregon. They were like, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of all of our shit. No more worldly possessions. We're going to tell everybody bye, and we're going to up and vanish like a fart in the wind. And so, interestingly enough, that night on the CBS Evening News, Walter Cronkite actually did a thing that was like, a score of persons have disappeared. It's a mystery whether they've been taken on a so-called trip to eternity or simply whether they've been taken. Now they don't want to be known as
The
Bonnie.
next level.
No.
Oh.
As Bonnie and Marshall. Now they want to be called Doe and T. Sometimes they go by Bo and Peep. Sometimes they go by the 2. Sometimes they go by the 2 witnesses. I don't know. But
damn, they have more names than Prince did.
Mm-hmm. But the Doe and T.
It's from a song.
Mm-hmm. I didn't put that together.
Mm-hmm. Girl, that was my jam.
A YouTube video had to put that together for me.
Oh, fuck. Well, do you know what Bo and Peep is?
I'm just kidding, yeah. And it took them a few name tries to settle on Heaven's Gate. There's only one. Every time I hear Heaven's Gate, all I think about is when I was in, I don't know, middle school or high school, there was this play that went around to all the churches in the South. Well, I'm assuming the church.
Yes.
Heaven's Gates and Hell's Flames.
Yes.
And it would be all these different scenarios where people were like suddenly died in like a car wreck or what have you. And one person would be going to heaven and one person would be going to hell. And it's like, do you want your friends to go to hell? Witness to them.
Yes.
And so every time I see Heaven's Gates in my head, I go, and Hell's Flames.
Yes.
So some of the stuff I read said that basically it's implied, / he may have actually said it, that he is Jesus reincarnate because, again, he believes in past lives and all of that, and that some stuff I'm going to say in a minute will kind of go into that. But then some things say that he believed that he was just directly related to Jesus. But what he called that, which I kind of think is the same, but whatever, I don't understand the sci-fi talk, but that he was evolutionary kingdom level above human. So there's that.
He put a fucking name generator and said, okay, I need to be better than normal. Mm-hmm. And it spit it out, and he was like, oh yeah, this is fucking sick.
Yeah, well, okay, so some stuff, too, said that he believed, like, he was Jesus's, like, quote, present representative.
Oh,
representative.
I thought you meant like a present with a bow on it.
Like present representative, I think is what it was. But
aren't we all, you jackass?
I thought you were gonna say you jack ankle. What's that from?
I don't know.
Your mama just used to say it's probably like mad, like bigoted comment, and we're gonna get emails because we just didn't know it was.
Yeah.
One place I was reading, aka Wikipedia, said that in their teachings that Doe's body was supposed to be the vehicle for the same alien spirit that was also in Jesus when Jesus was here. So they're really the same because it's this alien spirit.
Okay.
And then they believe that T was God the Father. So really, she was like bigger than him. So even though they kind of talked about that they were not superhuman in that they wouldn't die, but also that they wouldn't die. So when T did actually die in 1985 from cancer, it was like, holy shit, they kind of had to reevaluate everything because she truly believed she wasn't going to die. But then she was like, well, if I do, I'll go to the next level. It'll be fine. Around the late 80s, early 90s is when the group went to the cyberspace.
Okay.
And this, really and truly, they changed cults forever because they were one of the first to actually do a lot online. And how they made money, because so this cult is very different than, say, Scientology, where you have to pay money to get to the different levels and to be a member and all of that. Like, you have to pay. They didn't. So they were kind of self-sustaining, but they had to have a way to make some money. So one of the ways that they made money was they created a business called Higher Source. And it actually was a web design company that designed other people's websites and stuff for them, but they also had their own website for Heaven's Gate. So like I said, they really changed the face of cults by having all these videos and all of their mission and vision and ET stuff online. So other people could find them, people could request books that they'd written, they were just more accessible. Heaven's Gate members, they believed that the earth was going to be, as they called it, recycled. So, again, kind of like how Christians believe, like with the rapture and all of that it's, kind of like that, but different. And so, at first, they were saying that the only way that you can survive it is to, like, die immediately. But then they said they were against suicide, but they changed kind of the definition of suicide to be turning, this is like, quote, what suicide meant to them, to turn against the next level when it's being offered. So it's not, killing yourself to them is not suicide.
Yeah.
Again, we kind of talked about this with Doe, how they believed that their bodies were vehicles for just their kind of alien spirit. Mm-hmm. The members of the group changed their first names, so everything ended in ODY. So
Frodo?
Odie. Like
O-D-Y.
Y.
Oh.
So you'd be like
D-Y.
Donna Odie. It's like
Peyote?
of Elwyn. This is the original Handmaid's Tale of Easterling.
Oh my god, so yours would be karaoke? It's a knockoff version of karaoke. It's where you yodel along.
Oh my god, that's so funny. So in order to get to the next level, in your human form, you had to shed all attachment to this planet. So that meant like all your worldly possessions, your relationships with people outside of Heaven's Gate, and like finding pleasure in things like sex, food, drugs, and rock and roll. I don't know.
Count me the fuck out. I need my carbs.
I need all of the above.
Carbs and cocks.
So they were really in particular about the things that they ate. Like their diet had to be, everybody ate the same shit. So like they would have a basic breakfast, like toast or some shit. I don't know.
Toast?
No, I have it somewhere.
No butter, no jam?
I have it somewhere what they would eat.
I'm sorry, I need a fucking omelet.
Hold, please. Okay. Only slightly better.
Okay.
Hot cereal with raisins.
Hot cereal, so oatmeal?
Basically. I think hot cereal is technically different than oatmeal. I don't know. I'm not really sure, actually.
They tried to fancy it up, but it's oatmeal.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Okay.
I'm okay with. Sprinkle some cinnamon.
Mm-hmm. But they didn't have that.
Girl, I'd have contraband up in here. Be like,
Okay.
look here, alien mistress. I got to have me some cinnamon in my oatmeal.
Okay, so
I'm sorry. Hot cereal.
So their lunch would be like a salad, some Swedish meatballs, and mashed potatoes, and corn, and maybe some rolls.
Okay, I can get with that.
Mm-hmm. You'll like this part.
They had dessert?
No.
Oh.
Their evening meal would be a sandwich, a pickle, chips, and a drink.
Damn, I'm pretty good with that.
Mm-hmm. Not too bad. But, like, so everything was the same. Everybody dressed the same. Everybody looked the same. Everybody ate the same food.
I'd be like, I'm sorry, and dough and tea, but you ain't gonna see me in no pleated fucking khakis. My body is not like yours.
Also, like, okay, one of the examples that a bunch of different articles gave was that, like, if you wanted to eat pancakes, everybody's pancakes were the same size. Like, there was no, like, willy-nilly making anything. And you know how shitty I'm at making pancakes. I'd fail this cult. Mm-hmm. They'd be like, get this bitch up out of here. She can't make a fucking pancake.
Well, first of all, they'd be like, look, we only have 5 yards of fabric, and you'll take them all for that dress, so...
Stop.
I'm sorry. And I'd be like, look, I'll be nude as long as I get some fucking rolls and butter. Just give me a loincloth to sit on, because...
You gotta have that barrier.
Gotta have the barrier. Especially because everybody be sitting on this chair, too. And apparently, if we're in the cult, we're not making the best decisions.
Well...
We're not too choosy.
Okay, listen. Gets even better, though.
Oh, shit.
You could be naked in this cult.
Oh, Lord.
No. I'm saying you. You and you with your loincloth that you saddle. Could be naked in this cult, and you'd be fine because nobody had sex. Some even went so far as to go to Mexico to be castrated.
Oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. No.
Yeah. So no sex. Could not get it up. I wish y'all could see her face right now.
I mean, please see above diagram where I said I need carbs and cock.
Oh my god. Holy
and
shit.
a loincloth.
There's gotta be a barrier.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Okay, that was funny. But, okay, I think I talked about this earlier, that they're not like Scientology in that you have to expend all this money. Like, they didn't want you to give them...
They're a cool mom.
Yeah.
I'm a mom. What did she say on Mean Girls?
I'm not just a mom. I'm a cool mom.
That's who they are.
Yeah, they're like, you don't have to give us all your shit. I mean, we'll take it, but you ain't got to give it to us.
Mm-hmm. But you have no shit. And therefore you're solely dependent on us and do everything we say. Mm-hmm. You don't have to give us your shit. You just give us your soul and your life. Mm-hmm. And we'll do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti all the way to Hell.
Also, okay, a lot of this stuff that they believed in was like straight from Star Trek and shit. Like it was like no joke. Like it was actual science fiction stuff.
So, I mean, they were like the low budget Scientology. That's who they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will say, though, they were the OGs of the books and the videos and the online business. Like, they were the OG cult to have a website. And
you said this already.
No, I know. But I'm just saying, like, it's... You better be thanking them, Scientology, because they paved the fucking way for you. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of...
I raised my hand like I was in class.
And then you went...
I was just thinking, too, about the levels of Scientology and stuff. And this low-budget Scientology was the next level. So Scientology basically...
stole it. Their beliefs, like, flipped back and forth depending on what was going on. Like...
Yeah.
So, an example of them just, like, changing their beliefs just for shits and giggles, they used to teach that Doe and T were extraterrestrial beings.
Yeah.
And then they started saying that they were extraterrestrial walk-ins, meaning that they were, like, Doe and T were dead, and that they... So instead of Doe and T being the extraterrestrials, Doe and T were actually dead, and they were walk-in aliens that took over their body when Doe and T died.
Okay. So they're saying, like, at the moment they died...
Picture Drop Dead Diva.
Uh-huh.
When she died, an old girl took her body over.
Yeah. That's
what
how
happened.
Okay.
And so they were saying that they were from the other planet, and...
So they're saying that Doe and T are not
were
Jesus
dead.
And all that. It's the
I
aliens.
don't think they were saying that wasn't accurate. I think they were saying, yeah, that was all true, but now they dead. They're on the next level, and when they died, we came in and were walk-ins, and we took them over.
Oh. All right.
And so they were
so
like...
So then they're like, we lied to you, but...
No. They're saying, like, this happened. Mm-hmm. They were right the whole time, but then they died, and we took over.
Yeah.
So we're not really part of your group anymore.
You can't sit with us.
Yeah, so they're basically like, this was one of the quotes that, like, when they said that they were the walk-ins, that it created the concept to erase their human personal histories as histories of souls who formerly occupied the bodies of Applewhite and Nettles, so Doe and T. It's a clusterfuck that we will never understand.
No, I can't even wrap my hand. I can wrap my hand around something, but not my head.
Well, not if you were in this group, you wouldn't.
I
mean, you could, but it'd be...
No, I'd be eating that pickle.
You'd have to use that pickle for a lot of other things, too. I feel like that would burn.
Hopefully you don't have any open cuts down there.
Damn, we always take it too far. Okay, so there were a few techniques to get into the next level.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about a pickle. I was like, well, if you know...
We'll save that for Homance Chronicles.
Okay.
4 methods.
Okay.
To either enter or, quote, graduate.
Okay.
There's a spacecraft called the Evolutionary Level Above Human, or the TELAH. T-E-L-A-H.
Okay.
So one of the ways in which that they could get to the next level was to be physically picked up by the Tele spacecraft and transferred via like a UFO rapture-y type jazz.
Anal probe, but okay.
Maybe. And that, like, when they got onto the spacecraft, like, their bodies would come up and they would be transformed into perfect beings. The other...
Me?
Okay. Moving right along. The other way was from natural death, accidental death, or death from a random violence. So, any type of death?
Right? I think you have all bases covered.
I feel like that's death.
Right?
And so, from there, your graduated soul leaves its human vehicle...
Its shell.
Yeah.
Sheds its skin.
As one does. And goes to the next level. The other death that we forgot about. This is where it gets good. Outside persecution that leads to death. So, picture it. This was all going down after the Branch Davidians in Waco and the Randy Weaver jazz at Ruby Ridge. And so Doe was scared that the government was going to come in and shut them down because it happened to the Branch Davidians and it happened at Ruby Ridge. And so they were like...
He wanted them all to be ready to die and think they're going to the next level.
Exactly. So that was why it was number 3. Sneaky, right?
Oh, my God.
And then 4th is a willful exit from the body in a dignified manner, a.k.a. suicide.
Right. I wonder why these people didn't just kill themselves or kill each other, like, right when they learned.
You couldn't, because you had to have a way to the next level. So, let me back up a little bit.
Yeah, because I pretty much feel like that would be the purge right then. Be like, oh, I go to the next level? Hold on.
You think that.
Bam.
Well, okay. So they started to preach this, that there has to be a way to get you there. So even though they said, okay, here are the 4 ways, and one of them is a spaceship. The other ways are just straight death. Really, they really started pushing that the spaceship was the only way.
Okay.
So that is when the Hale-Bopp comet came into picture.
Okay.
So this was that huge comet in the 90s. Only comes every 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Okay, hold that thought. So this is like 1996. Because one of their members had this huge inheritance, that guy used his inheritance to like rent out this 9,000 square foot house in Santa Fe for him.
Oh my
And so they
gosh.
all went to that house.
Okay.
And so they're kind of living in this commune versus, because, you know, it all started with them trekking across the United States, gathering all these people. Then they kind of went underground for a little while, and now they're here in this house. And so they've got their house, they've got their commune, they're doing their thing. And that's when the Hale-Bopp. P.S. I always thought it was Haley-Bop.
Me too.
It's not, it's Hale-Bopp.
Huh.
I know, I watched like 4 things to make sure, because I was like, I really always thought it was Haley-Bop.
Me too.
They probably pronounced it like that down here.
Probably.
Everything else, because I read a few, like read and listened to some stuff, and I was like, no, this is a Hale-Bop.
Hale-Bop, ba-dip-a-dop-ba-doo-up.
Do-it-up-ba-do-bop. Ba-dip-a-dop-ba-do.
Yeah. If you're old enough, you know what we just did.
Yes.
If not, you young.
This was actually
Like the same time?
the same. Yeah.
That's...
Yeah, because this was probably like, because we were in 7th grade in 97.
Yep,
And
I had my front teeth by then.
Damn. And that was because I remember a friend's house that I would spend the night out. She had that CD. And we would listen to that fucking song on repeat.
Yes.
Anyway. Okay, so they're in their compound. They're doing their thing. And the Hale-Bopp comet is coming. And like I said, only comes every 2,000 years.
Yeah.
Which, if you think about this, which I never saw this anywhere, and so I don't know if I'm just going a little conspiracy theory or if maybe I read it and I didn't remember reading it.
Okay.
But if you think about this comet only comes every 2,000 years, and he was preaching to them that he was Jesus reincarnate, Jesus was 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
So, like, you can see how he put those pieces together for them.
Yeah.
Was like, this only comes every 2,000 years. So they believed that their ride to the next level was coming in behind Hellbop.
Okay.
So, like, it was basically like this spaceship was coming in with it.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think he was just a lucky son of a bitch?
Yeah, I don't think he was that smart. And I don't even know if that's what he said. Like, again, I don't know if that's something that I just was like, damn. Or if it was something that I actually read.
Yeah.
No, so I could be putting words into the cult's mouth.
Well, as long as you put them into everyone's mouth, because all is equal in the cult life.
True. I'm going to show you their website.
It's still up?
The website is still up.
Who funds it?
We'll get there.
Oh, shit.
Okay, this looks like
Oregon Trail
/ any blog you would have had at the age of 12.
Oh, fuck.
It's like stars in the background.
Mm-hmm.
You got red alert, splinking. Splinking at you, flashing at you. That's not even a word. Flashing, whatever. All kinds of different colors, fonts.
Yeah.
You can still order books. I got some of the information from here, actually. Here's the kicker. They have a hyperlink that says, our position against suicide.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Basically, from what I gather, they still stand by the true meaning. This is a direct quote from this. The true meaning of suicide is to turn against the next level when it's being offered. And so it's saying that that's it. Their position on suicide has nothing to do with actual suicide.
Right.
It's just saying that when the next Hellbop comet comes and it's going to come pick you up, you better fucking kill yourself.
Yeah.
Or that would be suicide because you pass up your chance. But for the time, that website was on fucking point.
Right.
You know, it was well done. There were other websites that they designed, their company that helped fund them.
Yeah.
Like, it was like a legit business that they made other people's websites and stuff.
Yeah, you told us that.
I know, but I just wanted to be like...
You just wanted to reiterate?
I mean, it's important. Okay, so we all know what this leads to. Mass suicide.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Right?
They died.
I have a theory, too. You know how when Doe and T met, he had lost his job because he allegedly had an affair with a male student.
Mm-hmm.
She was in a marriage. She was the nurse at the psychiatric hospital that he was in. We don't actually know. Well, nothing I could find said why he was there. Also, there's very little on how T died, too. Like, it just kind of glazes over her death because it's kind of like an L. Ron Hubbard death type thing. Mm-hmm. Like, we do know that she died of cancer, but as far as the cult goes, they kind of glazed over it because, I know I said this before, but they really did think she thought she was going to live and all this stuff. And so it was kind of one of those, let's not really talk about it, sweeping it under the rug. She's gone to the next level. Whereas, like,
it was a wrench in their plan, and he was like, we got to make the best of this.
Yes. Just like the L. Ron Hubbard, him dying, you know, because they were like, he really thought he wasn't ever going to die and all these things. And, well, you're human, so you are going to. Mm-hmm. So.
And then, surprise, people still fucking bought into it.
Because it's like, because these people are salesmen and they have a way of twisting it.
Well, and two, I feel like, and this is just me generalizing here, and that's always dangerous. But I feel like even at some point when you're in a cult or in a situation that you know is bad, like you figure it out, like that doesn't make sense, or that's not what you said, whatever. You're at a point where you're like, I think I'm in too deep. Like, I don't know if I could. It's almost like your ego can't handle being wrong. Yeah. And so you just stay in there. Yeah. And you're like, no, they're right. You know what I mean? Like, you
just like, but I feel like that's anything. Like, let's say you're in a relationship and, you know, the guy that you're dating, does something that you're like, oh, I really don't like that. Like something big, not just like, oh, he scrapes his teeth on his fork,
Yeah.
which is fucking big. Sends chills down my damn spine.
And not in a good way.
No.
There's no tingle in her undercarriage.
I mean, I was thinking not in the curl your toes way. But let's say they do something big where you're like, you catch them, I don't know, telling a story where they lie a little bit or something. You're like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, you're so deep that you don't even let yourself, like when you go to think about it, you're like, you just put it in the back of your mind. You're like, don't even think about it. Like, just keep moving on.
Yeah.
I feel like it's kind of like that. Only way bigger because someone died and you're in a cult.
Right. So, I mean, I get it.
It's so easy. Like, it's so hard to see how people end up in a cult. But then again, it's so easy to know how once they're there, they can't leave.
Yeah.
It's the getting there that's kind of hard to process sometimes.
Yeah. I am not someone who would go to a cult.
Well, and I think a lot of the stuff that I was reading about the Heaven's Gate was that there really were people from all walks of life. Like, there were what you think of when you think of, like, people joining cults in the 70s, kind of the hippie, free spirit, looking for something different than the typical organized religion that they grew up with and they don't believe in. They felt like there's something bigger. But then there were also, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way, but like the science fiction kind of nerds. Like, and I don't mean that ugly, but you know what I mean. And then, but there were also just these, it just was like a wide variety of people. Because I want to say something.
It was a spectrum.
Yeah, something even said something about like Republican-y type people. Like, it was everybody.
Yeah.
And so, I don't even know where I was going with that, but it was everybody.
Just that everyone,
this cult had a way to reach everybody. Much like I feel like Scientology.
But again, I'm just too fucking picky and everything to be like, oh yeah, that sounds good. I'm like, nah, I have Netflix to watch. Like, sorry. The McRib is back.
Just for you, Jen.
She's gonna be like, fuck.
Can't get away. Okay. Can't get away from the McRib.
Anyway, we got off on a tangent, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That
cults are like totally my thing. Like, I love learning about cults and talking about how people can get into them and how people can get out of them. And
let me just say that I don't look down on anyone who gets in a cult. I can understand how you do get the lure of what this is. It's just not for me.
You're too... Well, I don't think they're... Well, I think that anybody that's too fill in the blank could at some point be at a point in their life where they would be more susceptible. You know, whether it was like a... But, okay, here's an example.
Okay, for me?
Yeah. Let's say that after your mom passed.
Okay.
And you went to... you went to this, like, emotional support group for people who had lost parents.
Okay.
And, you know, you'd been going for a while. You'd really got to know everybody. It was really, really helping you. And slowly they just started adding in some stuff that you were like, But you kept, it was just a little bit here and there, maybe once a week.
Yeah.
Something that you were like, I don't know about that. Oh, well, because you got so much out of it, you kept going and kept going. You hear it enough, you begin to get desensitized to it.
But see, here's the thing. If you're going with me, I get what you're saying. But if you're thinking about me, one, I am not talking to a support group.
Touche.
Because, again, I'm so extra and I'm like, but you don't understand. I know your father Bill died, but my mama and me, we were super tight. I'm not going to say that y'all didn't have the relationship we did, but you didn't. So I couldn't be at the support group.
Not a good example then.
But also, I question everything about stuff like that. Now, I'll believe a fucking ghost story a mile long because I'm like, those demons, they smart.
Yeah.
And, you can go so far to say, like, maybe these people were possessed by demons and this is what happened. Who knows?
That you believe.
That I believe. However, I just question, how many times am I like, the fuck? What they say? No.
But I think, though, it's that, which I hear what you're saying. I truly do. Just playing devil's advocate. pun intended, is that it can be that thinking that one gets people in trouble because they never believed that they could be susceptible or drawn into a cult. Or two, they are in a cult and they know that people have that thinking, and so they think, again, I'm not trying to put words in people's mouth, but that they're going to be judged for being in the cult, so they don't get out, or they don't feel like they're going to have help to get out of the cult because people don't believe them or are like, how did you even get in that?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I think it's...
Oh, yeah. They're very tactical in...
But I think it's dangerous to say that would never happen to me.
I am 99% sure now.
But there's still the 1%. It's
small. It's small, but it is.
Because never say never. And I think when you have such a hard stance on it, like, this would never happen to me, then...
I'm just saying, out of the two of us, you are definitely cult material. You are.
This bitch. No.
And I always have to call her out. And then she never believes me. And then my brother will say the goddamn same thing. And she's like, you know, Ken is so right.
One time. And it was about a boy. And so it was a boy's perspective. One time.
But who was right? Tally for Donna.
But I'm just saying, it was one time and it was about a boy.
Most times. About a boy.
It's always about a boy.
You, if someone said, hey, here is a dating site that you can try for free, Kerri'd be like, I'll sign up. Then if she got someone that she actually kind of liked, or just anyone, she'd be like, well, I'll pay for it just for a minute. Well, 6 months is actually cheaper, so I'll do the 6 months. And then she'd be like, they're going to pay for me to go on a fucking cruise. Can you believe that? Oh my God, I might meet someone. I need condoms. I need this. She'll be like, see ya. And I'm like, Kerri.
And then I'd be on a fucking cruise and I'd be in the cult.
Yeah, and I'm like, Kerri, Donna, just let me live my life. Just let me live my life. And I'm like, Kerri, now you're going to be stuck at... but I might be with the captain. I'll be up in there like Dirty Dancing. Oh, yeah. I'm like, Kerri? And then she gets there and it's like, she could be catfished, and she is one of those people that they'd be like, I'm not 18, I'm actually 47. And she'd be like, well, I mean, I like older men too.
That is not true.
The only thing she would be like, oh, fuck no, is if they were shorter than they said they were. I tell you, if Lord Farquaad walked in there, she's crossing those legs and there's a barrier you're not getting through. Unless she's hard up, and then she'd be like, well, they were the same height as me when we were laying down. I mean...
Whatever.
No, now Kerri's like, wait, is there a free cruise involved?
I know. I'm like, God damn, I really want to go on a cruise.
She's like, fuck, my condoms are about to expire. We need to still use them.
In March, on the website, people started posting, like, basically goodbye videos.
God, how sad.
It was the people.
Yeah.
And yada, yada, yada.
How fucking sad.
L. Ron Hubbard Sr. No, I'm just kidding. Doe had, like, this long video of what was happening. He was saying that this, like, was the only way to evacuate this Earth, and said that the spacecraft that was trailing the Hale-Bopp comet was coming, and that if these... Because they only had 38 people left in the cult. And so... all 38 people had to kill themselves in order to be able to get on the UFO. Mm-hmm. To take their souls to the next level. In October of 1996, the group, guess what they bought? Alien abduction insurance.
No, they didn't. From who?
I don't know. State Farm? I don't fucking know.
Wait, was it Jake from State Farm? Him wearing those fucking khakis.
God dang, or they're pleated too, I think.
I love it when that wife's like, she sounds hideous.
Yes. Okay, so the insurance would cover up to 50 people, and it would cover up to $1 million per person. In the event of an abduction, an impregnation, or death by aliens.
Wait, okay. Were these individual people who bought it from Doe and T?
No.
Doe and T bought it.
No, the group, the cult, bought this insurance policy from said insurance provider.
Okay.
And it covered 50 people. And for each person, they recovered up to $1 million. So if they got abducted, if an alien impregnated them, or if an alien killed them, their beneficiary would get $1 million. Can you please get that policy and put me as your beneficiary? So in the event of something happening to you, I'm going to get me a fucking $1 million.
Or my Spooky Town collection.
I mean, why can't I have both?
So, question here.
Okay.
How do you prove it was an alien or was not an alien caused death? Because these people died.
Right? But who were their beneficiaries? Because if their beneficiaries were each other...
Oh, that's who it was?
I don't know. No. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. And, I don't know. There had to have been some, like, fucking fine print that got this company out of everything. Because otherwise...
Well, one, they probably said this was actually April Fool's.
Right.
And these idiots bought into it.
Yeah.
I hate to say idiots, but like...
Fucking genius. I mean, it's shitty. It's shitty. And it's bad juju. But it's fucking smart. You'll never have to pay him out.
Oh my God. Y'all, this just reminded me. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but our zoo had a snuffleupagus. Kerri has turned away from the microphone. Okay, it had a snuffleupagus exhibit. And me and Kerri went, like, later, like, whatever. And we were passing by, and she said, a snuffleupagus, where is it? And I was like, that was their April Fool's joke, Kerri. She fell for it.
I will say, in my defense, I went back like the next week with my family, and I got every one of those motherfuckers too. Looking at you, Casey.
Oh my God, that is so
Actually,
fun.
It may not have gotten Casey. It may have gotten my mom. I think it got my mom. Of course it did. Well, shit. It got me.
Like, I thought Kerri was joking.
No.
But no, she was not.
Look.
Like, and it was, I don't know. Oh my God.
Because it was like a whatever.
Yeah,
it was like, coming soon. Snuffleupagus.
Oh my
exhibit.
God.
Blah, blah, blah.
That was the highlight of my freaking zoo experience. Also the flamingos. Also the prairie dogs.
Also the sloth.
Oh yeah, that sloth.
Moves so
fucking
slow.
I was like, they really do move slow.
Yes.
Because it's like, all right, Georgia. I said Georgia because of the Everett murder. No. What was their name, actually? Oh, Mo. All right, Mo. Like, don't be a slow Mo.
Is that why
They named it that.
It's fucking
Genius.
clever.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay, sorry. Moving right along. Sidebar, that house that they rented, $7,000 a month in rent.
Holy bejesus.
Can you even fucking... That's more than my first car. Legit, that's more than my first car.
That's more than my first car, too.
Jesus.
Wow.
So, on March 19th and 20th of 1997 is when the suicide started happening.
Okay.
It came in waves. They had waves of, I think it was 8 people. Oh, I'm sorry. Waves of 15 people, like sets of 15.
Oh my gosh.
And so, but there was like 8 people that were kind of in charge. It's confusing. The math never worked out for me in my head on any of the things that I read. And so, basically, they had waves of Group A that died first, then Group B, then Group C. So, what they did was they had phenobarbital mixed in applesauce or pudding that they
Damn,
ate.
applesauce gets you every fucking time. My mama had all the pills hidden in my applesauce too. She probably fucking learned it from this.
And they do that in hospitals too. I mean, like, not. I mean, like, for people who can't swallow the pills.
Yeah, well,
they'll crush them up, and yeah, you still can't.
I can.
You can, but not will.
I just have to have water. I'm sorry, I'm not a fucking changeling and an alien who can just go and swallow a fucking handful of pills.
No one can do that.
Tiffany can.
Well, that's not normal, Tiffany.
And my mama could.
Okay, well, that's not normal, Patty
I'd
Jo.
be like, that's a fucking huge pill. What did you, like, I don't even want to know.
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Moving on. So the first wave, when they ate it with the stuff, they also drank like a fucking bottle of vodka each too, to ritz it down.
God.
I know. When they found the bodies, they were all in the same positions, laying in their bunks. They all had on their black tracksuits. They all had on their shaved head. Mm-hmm. They all had black Nikes with a white swoosh.
Mm-hmm. Just do it.
Mm-hmm. They had a purple shroud over their face, but it was a square turned like a diamond.
Okay.
And some of them had plastic bags around their heads. And so from the autopsies, some of them didn't get like a lethal dose of the phenobarbital, and so they, like, the people who were in the next wave to die would be the ones that would put the bags over their heads for asphyxiation to kill them. The other thing that the autopsy showed was their final meal.
Hold on, let me guess.
You're never, ever, ever going to guess this.
Okay, was it Chef Boyardee ravioli?
No.
Okay.
It is. You were actually kind of close. I mean, not close at all, but close in that. No. Close in that they went to the Marie Callender's restaurant.
There's a restaurant?
Apparently in Colorado. Nope, California.
What the mind fucking blown. I want to go there.
I know. Yeah, so that's why I said kind of close, and then it's like a frozen meal you can have at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
That lady can cook. Her Popeyes are the bomb.fucking-com. Go ahead. Is that what they had?
Yes. So, okay. They went to the restaurant, pre-ordered everything. Mm-hmm. Like, there's, like, interviews with their waiter being like, no one seemed sad. They were normal. Like, they all had the same thing. They all looked alike. They all had iced tea. They all had a salad first with vinegar dressing. Tomato vinegar dressing. You'd be out.
Oh, I don't do tomatoes.
They had pot pie. One thing said chicken, one thing said turkey. So I'm not really sure which one.
Chicken all the way, but go ahead.
Either way, they had a pot pie.
Oh my God. Well, that is a good fucking last
That is
meal.
The best thing that Marie Callender's makes.
Oh my God. Those pot pies, if y'all have not had them, they're bigger than normal, like than the Swanson shit.
Oh, uh-huh.
Their crust is so good.
They're like 7 million calories. Too.
Oh, I know. They take a fucking hour in the
See,
oven.
I always do the microwave. I ain't got time for that. My hangry monster comes out,
Oh,
and nobody got time for that
I
shit.
put the foil over the crust to make it all... Oh, it's so good.
Okay. Well, they did have dessert, too.
Oh, shit.
Which would be right up my fucking alley. Mm-hmm. Cheesecake with blueberries on top.
Ooh, love that.
Mm-hmm. So that's what their final meal was. I think they went to the Marie Callender's on Friday, and then Saturdays when they started killing themselves.
So was that really their last meal, or did
Some
they
of
have
them.
breakfast?
Mm-mm.
Damn, they died on a hungry stomach then.
Well, some of them, I don't know. Did the other ones fast? You know, were the other ones fasting for the day? By those, I mean, would you want to eat, though, when you're...
Hell yeah, I would.
No. I mean, I'd stress eat. Anyway.
Exactly.
But interestingly enough, they, in addition to, like, their gear and all, they all had $5 in rolled quarters in their pockets.
Wow.
So I don't really know why. I do know that when they were alive and they were out and about, they always carried a $5 bill and 3 quarters. Mm-hmm. But I just don't know.
Yeah.
Doe was the third to last person to die. And the last 2 members to die were the only 2 that didn't have bags around their faces. So one of them was Thomas Nichols. And his...
But did he have quarters? Okay,
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Damn. And he was the brother of an actress, Nichelle Nichols, who played in Star Trek.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
What is the saying? Art mimics life or whatever?
Yeah.
Or life whatever.
Yeah.
So how were they found? Doe sent a package to... So I can't remember if he was a previous member or if he was still a member that just wasn't living there and was, like, doing some other shit. I just can't remember. But he sent a package to him basically being like, here's our exit messages. Because that's what they call those videos. Mm-hmm. Here's our exit messages. When you get this, we'll all be gone. Like, contact the authorities kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so he was like, wasn't sure, like, if it was for real.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, I mean, I know that was the plan, but did they actually go through with it kind of thing? So he went to the house and the back door, and I think this was even in the package that was mailed to him, that the back door was going to be unlocked so that he could get in. Wow. Nobody had to break in or anything. Like, he could get in. He found them. They were all laying in their bunks. They were all, exactly how I described. Mm-hmm. And so he called 911 and was like, I need you to report a mass suicide. And they were, of course, were like, what? you know? And so the first responders go and they get in there and they're like, holy fuck. Like, what is this? They all look just alike. They all, they're wearing the same clothes. They're all positioned the same way. Like, what happened,
Right.
And so there's some really heartbreaking pictures out that we can put on the show notes about, like, showing them taking the bodies out and to putting them into the ambulances to take them to the morgue, and just them laying there. Because it's like, again, they have that, they're wearing like a black running suit kind of thing. And they have the purple shroud over them. And then, like, you can just see their Nikes sticking out. And even though you can't see, I don't know, it just seems so peaceful in an eerie way, you know? So Nike stopped making those shoes because they just had, like, one website was like, it's like such a macabre connection.
Yeah.
So now those shoes are like a collector's item.
Oh, I bet.
And they are going, if you have a pair never worn, they're going for over $6,000.
Damn.
Mm-hmm. As we know, the website is still up and running.
Yeah.
Because I have visited it. And
now you're on a list.
Mm-hmm. Girl, I've been up on that list. With all the shit I Google.
Right.
So there are two survivors, or not survivors, I guess depends on, whatever. Two people who were cult members who were not part of the suicide pact that continue to be believers. Like, I guess just believe that it's not their time to go to the next level. And so they keep the website running. If people order the books and all of that, they still send them to them.
Wow.
So this is what I found so interesting that I read. And I totally went to the website and did it. If you scroll down to the bottom of the homepage, there's this whole open area with no text at the very, very bottom.
Okay.
If you select it, like highlight it and do like Control-C to copy, it's all of this embedded text for like good SEO for when you Google it.
Damn.
So just some of the words are extraterrestrial, misinformation, freedom, second coming, angels,
end times.
Abductees, agnostic, alien,
It
disciple.
End times keywords for search engines. 44,000 abductees.
The 144,000, you know what that is?
What?
That's from Revelations. Because Revelations says that, because remember, they're the two witnesses. They claim they're the two witnesses. So the Revelations says that when Jesus comes back, takes all the Christians up, there will be...
I'm sorry, I just read Yoda yoga.
Buddhist is in there too.
Yeah.
God's heaven, God's chosen.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Implant. All this.
Changeling!
I told you she would be in a fucking cult, y'all.
Blasphemy.
Oh my God. I thought that said Buttafuoco. I swear to God. And I was like, fuck. But Yoda and fucking yoga.
I mean, just in case you spell it wrong.
I mean.
Or maybe you mindful. Anyway. Yeah. UFO, space alien.
What the fuck? Okay.
Isn't that nuts?
Oh my God.
Okay, let me finish the 144,000. So, in Revelations, Jesus comes back, beam me up, Scotty, all the Christians. What's left when the Antichrist takes over, there will only be 144,000 people from then that make it to quote paradise. Like it'll be that's the only number of people that can be saved after the rapture.
Okay.
Supposedly. Which is why Jehovah's Witnesses believe that there is only 144,000 chosen people, and that when the rapture and all that comes, that the earth is going to become paradise.
Yeah.
And that only like those 144,000 go to heaven. I don't know. It's just a very specific number.
Yeah.
So that's why. And since they're the chosen 2 witnesses for the rapture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? I saw that and I was like, holy fuck, it really is there.
Yeah.
You know? That's that next level shit.
Right? I'm sorry. Can y'all do our website?
I mean, that's some serious, like, SEO.
Right? I mean, I feel like that's not SEO anymore because it doesn't read like... anyway, I'm getting way into...
SEO means search engine optimization, by the way. Mm-hmm. So it's like the keywords you put on shit so that you pop up on Google.
Yeah, but it's now supposed to be long tail, so it'd have to read like a human being, not UFO, UFO, UFO.
Yeah.
Yoda Yoga. It would actually be like, I am Yoda, I like to do yoga, and I believe in UFOs. That would be...
Well, have you looked at the website? They're definitely stuck in the 90s.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, and so they won't change the website. They won't change anything about it because they believe that is exactly how it was supposed to be. That's exactly how it's designed. That's, like, perfect for the next level.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is Heaven's Gate.
Wow.
39 people, including, 38 cult members, and then... Doughbot. Just kidding.
Oh, donut. God, I love carbs.
Damn. So, yeah.
Well.
God, I love a cult.
Me too.
I love learning about cults,
Yeah, they're so fascinating.
It's just, and you can take it so many places. Like, there's so fucking much that I didn't cover. Like,
yeah.
Holy shit, so much I didn't cover.
Yeah. Whew. Okay.
Ready for yours.
Well, if that wasn't creepy enough, this is how I started this off.
Oh, God.
Since Kerri's doing the longest story ever, I decided to do a short one.
Which it ended up, I mean, it's this fucking long.
Yeah,
but it ended up
out a lot.
Yeah, it ended up not being quite as long as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So, picture it. A shack that looks like it's been forgotten in a field that hasn't been tended to in a few years. If that. It seems creepy, but really harmless. However, you learn the name of this shack, and it sends shivers down your spine.
Is it the Love Shack? Baby? Tin Roof?
Tin Roof? Rusted. No. It's called the Devil's Toy Box.
I don't know why I thought you were going to say the Devil's Toilet, because when you said a little shack, all I was thinking was an outhouse for some reason.
Oh my God. Yeah, it never gets flushed. And it's located in Louisiana.
What part?
It says 3 hours from New Orleans. And people who go in there supposedly lose their minds. So we all know looks can be deceiving, but in this instance, they can be deadly.
Dun, dun, dun.
Thank you. I was waiting for that.
Okay.
Before I really begin, I want to say I don't know if this is true.
Isn't that all these stories?
Yeah. So it's called an urban legend by some. It was written on creepypasta once. But I found several other websites talking about people who have been there. But again, those could be people who are like, oh yeah, I've been there, and just wrote about like fan fiction basically.
Yeah.
But like I always say, there's a little truth behind every legend.
Right.
And then I wrote, because I was like feeling really good about myself right here. I said, and even the smallest amount of truth in this seemed sinister.
Oh, God. That sounds like a tagline to like the 10 o'clock news.
Yeah. Oh my God. Don't you love when they're like, something in your refrigerator could kill you. Learn more about it at 10 o'clock. And you're like, what the fuck?
What? I'm going to die by 10.
I know. All right. We've all heard the Hellraiser movies, that horror movie. Mm-hmm. Not horror, but horror. Mm-hmm. You know, Pinhead and his like little deadly gang, and they love to inflict pain and shit. Well, this shack in Louisiana was inspired by that movie. So, unlike the movie, the box is like, what are those things? The Rubik's Cube? Mm-hmm. Like that kind of shape. Mm-hmm. But here it's an actual building. So you go inside. It's not something that you can hold. It's, you know, not an object, really. It's like, how did this come to be? In 2014, it was an attraction set up at an annual Halloween attraction called Farmer Graves Haunted Orchard.
Da da da.
Sorry, it was just a pause. So, like I said, it's described as a shack. From the outside, it's unappealing, average, but the interior is what gives this, like, the strangeness and what causes it to have that lasting reputation. According to several sources, it consists of floor-to-ceiling mirrors. So, ceiling, walls, floor.
That's fucking torture enough.
Right? I do not need to see my back fat in all those different positions.
No, thank you.
Supposedly, no one could last more than 5 minutes in this room.
What?
Yeah.
I could.
You'd fall asleep. Mm-hmm. They say that people who have been unlucky enough to go into it have been hospitalized, driven mad, or run out screaming. Or all of the above. And then they meet a nurse at their mental institution, and they create a cult.
I mean, why not?
On thoughtcatalog.com, they report it as, if you stand inside this mirror room alone for too long, because you had to be alone, supposedly the devil will show up. That's why it's called the devil's toy box. Right. The devil would show up and steal your soul. In most versions of the story, he would do this by flaying you alive.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like bloody.
Ouchie.
But also, I mean, if you think about it, all the stuff with the spirits and just like on Spellcast, he always is like, the magic's in the mirror or whatever, you know. I just murdered that. I'm sorry. But, I mean, you know, like it's that divination and stuff if you look at the mirror for a while. So, on Thought Catalog, the writer said that there was a large timer that would be displayed. It reminds me of a Big Brother, like the TV show. Like when they have to go into a boxed room and whatever, and they have that timer. Yeah. And the longest recorded time was maxed out at 4 minutes and 37 seconds before the attraction was finally closed down. Let me see. The man who had the longest time was Roger Heltz. And again, he lasted the 4 minutes and 37 seconds. He was a normal guy. He was like a 52-year-old family guy, father of 3. But then, since that night that he was in there, he's been unable to speak. Like, he came out wide-eyed and mute. So, they say that other people, again, teenagers, because again, this was a haunted attraction, so who's going to go there? Teenagers. They've been seriously disturbed, horrified, or like unable to last more than a few seconds. So they're just like, get me the fuck out. Yeah. You know, and they're not really affected.
How do they get out? And who operates the timer?
I'm just saying, because again, this is allegedly, but I'm pretty sure once you open that door, it starts. Okay. So, Thought Catalog. Joel was the writer of this long-ass article that I'm going to shorten down. He said he got called from he got an email from an 18-year-old girl in northern Louisiana called Erin, like in quotes, not her real name. So he said that there was a boy from one town over that he was 17 and he had to be dragged out, and like he was kicking and screaming and just like, what the freak? Mm-hmm. And she said that she didn't know him, but her best friend was friends with his parents. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And they went to the funeral because he killed himself 2 weeks later.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. And then a woman suffered a heart attack after just 90 seconds inside the box. So, whatever the truth was, people were like, rumors going. And so the police had to shut it down. So they shut it down. Can I say they shut it down?
I was going to say. I was confused.
Yeah. So the Farmer Graves Haunted Orchard was owned by a middle-aged couple named Will and Darlene Sawyer. Or Sawyer. I don't know how you pronounce it, but Sawyer.
It's probably Sawyer in Louisiana.
Yeah, probably.
Or Sawyer.
Well, I like soy sauce.
Oh, Lord.
Always bringing it back to food. Okay, so town council ruled that they had to shut this down. So they were pissed about the ruling. So they're like, all right, the attraction shut down, but they just left everything as is. You know, they're like, it's on their property. Mm-hmm. So they can say, okay, we're closed. Mm-hmm. And that's all they have to do.
Right.
So the actual orchard was a plot of land located at the rear of their property. And it was only accessible by a narrow 2-lane dirt road. I mean, that has horror movie
all over it.
All over it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, my MapQuest doesn't go out that far. And I don't know what north, south, and west are.
Samesies.
And probably don't even understand east because I left that one out. Of course, people spread even more rumors and things got way out of hand because everyone then said they knew someone that blah, 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 blah. So what happens? Teens are like, let's go out there.
Absolutely.
Let's do this. You know, let's take some Tide Pods with us.
I was going to say,
I'm just joking,
fucking
but
frontal lobe not being developed.
Yes. So they would go out there in like groups and like break in and, you know, whatever. Yeah. So one night, several seniors at Erin's school were like, all right, like a double dog dare you to go out there and do this. So they found the toy box and it was padlocked. But then Will Sawyer, or Soy Sauce, he showed up out of nowhere and was like, do you want to go inside? And they were like, okay. Because at first they thought he was going to, like...
get on to him.
But he's like, welcome.
Because he's the devil.
Yeah. So he's like, would you like to go inside? I don't know. I don't know why that voice happened.
He's Dracula? Okay.
Yeah. Welcome.
Oh.
Oh my God. Okay. So he unlocks it. And of course, they chicken out then. Because now it's like...
it's real.
Oh, fuck. And they say once he unlocked it, it kind of swung open by itself. So they were already chickened out, and then it was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. For real.
Mm-hmm. So then, because they did that late at night, then from that, other people were like, okay, it's called a midnight, like, screening of the toy box. We're going to go out there at midnight, and you have to go in the room at midnight. Which I'm like, no. Mm-mm. If you have to do something at a certain time, it's probably something you shouldn't do. Mm-hmm. So most people who went out there after it became a thing claim that they encountered Will Sawyer. A few people say that they went inside, but they were pretty much dismissed as bullshit because if they say they went inside and they're normal, people didn't believe them because everyone else who went in came out like not coherent enough to talk about it.
Okay.
So it's like,
yeah.
okay. So this is what Aaron wrote in, allegedly, supposedly. So Aaron's boyfriend, Troy, he went out there with some of his friends, and Aaron hasn't seen him since.
What?
Yeah. And his parents reported him missing, and Aaron tried to tell the cops about the orchard. But they were like, okay, whatever. Probably because they're new, or they're like, we told him to shut it down. So Erin's going crazy trying to find her boyfriend. So she was hoping that Joel would be, like, okay, I want to know more about this devil's toy box, whatever. Because she didn't want to go out there and try to find this room by herself, too. So Joel has covered supernatural stuff before, so, whatever. So he said that he asked his friend Jason and his girlfriend Gretchen to ride with him, so it wouldn't be awkward for him going to meet an 18-year-old girl.
Right.
Whatever. So he said that they met at McDonald's. I'll not go through all the specifics, but it's just funny because I said McRib earlier.
Yeah, I was going to say, they had a McRib.
So it was a little after 10, and they found the dirt road. They got out, had some flashlights, and he said the place looked how he expected. A row of brightly colored plywood shacks lined the vacant field, and it had, like, the satsuma trees, and they were covered in, like, fake cobwebs.
Fake?
And scary decorations, which were, like, kind of ragged because it's been closed. And each shack had a sign displaying the name of a different attraction.
Okay.
So there was a horn toss, which was like a ring toss game, but it would be the devil's horns.
Yeah.
Werewolf bowling, which is
that.
You could tell by
self-explanatory.
Yeah. I kept wanting to say self-sufficient.
But your body was like, that's not the right word.
Oh, God. Sorry. Glitch in the Matrix, right? And then he said his personal favorite, it was called The Exorcist, which it was a mounted squirt gun game.
No.
That had several cutouts of Linda Blair's face as its target.
Oh, my God, that's great.
Yes. And it said that there were, like, cartoon water tanks painted below each of the mounted squirt guns, and they were labeled as holy water.
Oh, my God, that is hilarious.
I mean, if this is fake, him putting that...
Genius.
Like...
He needs to do all the marketing.
Right.
For everyone.
Yes. So, he said the Devil's Toy Box was the last in the row, and it was painted fire engine red, and the door, which made up one entire wall of this shack, was padlocked shut. So they said someone had folding chairs like laid up beside it, just like maybe it's where they sat to wait for someone. I don't know. But he said Aaron took a chair, unfolded it, and was like, now we wait.
What?
Then a middle-aged man with long, scraggly hair came out of the darkness, and like they saw him in their flashlights. This is what he said. He was holding an electric lantern and was wearing an open bathrobe over a dirty white undershirt and sweatpants.
Oh, my.
Yeah. He said that it was Will Sawyer, and he was basically Vince Price if he had starred in The Big Lebowski. And that cracks me up. Vince Price is like the old horror guy in Big Lebowski. Okay.
Nope. Lost the reference on me.
Okay.
I know what The Big Lebowski is, but...
Yeah. And so he said that Will smiled and like gave him a thumbs up to him in the flashlight. And was like, you here for the box? And Aaron was like, sort of. And held up a picture. Have you seen this guy? And he kind of squinted and was like, maybe. And they were like, when was that? And he said, a few weeks ago, he was with some people and he actually went in the box. He said, most don't go inside anymore, but he lasted almost 3 minutes. Then he ran off screaming.
Okay, maybe he remembers him, or maybe he's seen him, but then he remembers all this detail.
Exactly.
Sketchy.
Yeah. So Aaron was like, ran off? Ran off where? You know?
Yeah, it's only fucking woods.
Right.
And a dirt road to get in.
Mm-hmm. So Will pointed a thumb back at
What? Did you just have a stroke?
Oh my God, hold on. Apparently I was trying to say Dax Shepard. A dark patch of wilderness behind him. And he said, into the fucking woods. Where do you think? And he said, this is direct quote from the thing. I opened that door and he came a-shooting out, dick flapping naked from the waist down, had his boxers on his head and his pants wrapped around his neck like a scarf. It was honestly pretty funny.
Dick flapping.
And so Aaron was like starting to cry, you know, and like holding her mouth like, oh my God. All Will did was he grinned and was like, you want to see inside? And so Joel, the guy writing this, was like, we're not here for the box. We're here for her boyfriend. Mm-hmm. And he said, Will was like, but it's so breathtaking. And he like gestured towards the box and it slowly kind of crept open. Not all the way, but a little bit.
Yeah.
And he said it was kind of just dark in there. But he thought he saw something like vaguely moving around in there. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah, fuck that. But then began a nightmare within a nightmare. Oh. It was kind of like Groundhog's Day, all of those movies in this. He kept thinking he ended up in the box. But he'd wake up and would still be sitting outside waiting before Will even came.
Okay.
One time, he had this whole ordeal where Will had died the night before, and his wife, Darlene, came and had people in, like, a basement. The people that survived but went crazy. Yeah. They were, like, in this basement thing. I mean, it was just, like, again, Groundhog Day. He said that it was the ultimate mindfuck, but ultimately, at one point, his friend, Jason, that he went with, he got him and plowed through the shack, so breaking some of the mirrors and shit in there. Because, I mean, they'd be like, where are you spacing out? You know, because, I mean, he's having these fucking hallucinations. Yeah. So he said that he's hoping that they ended whatever it was.
Broke the curse or whatever by breaking the mirrors. Okay. Meanwhile, 7 years bad luck for every fucking mirror they broke.
Right? So, this is what he said. I spent 25 seconds inside the devil's toy box. That's how long it took for Jason to run my car into it. Thankfully, the Cherokee was still drivable afterwards, and we promptly got the fuck out of there.
Oh my God.
He said he dropped Erin off at her house with an apology, saying, like, honestly, there's nothing more I can do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He said, I feel like if your boyfriend's missing, call the cops. Because we went out there, he wasn't anywhere we could visibly see, and going into the woods, like...
Right.
Okay. So this is how he ended this. Do I feel bad I couldn't help her? Sure. But for what it's worth, we disabled the toy box and probably saved countless generations of dumb kids from making the same mistakes as Erin's boyfriend. The bad news is that doing so almost certainly scarred me for life. Even as I sit here days later writing all this down for the second time, I'm still worried it's not over. I'm still worried that when I wake up tomorrow, it's going to be in front of that goddamn box. Again, this is all alleged because...
the box's not there anymore.
Right. And it's like you can't really find it, you know, all of this stuff. But again, I feel like Of course, there would be someone who was inspired by a thing and made this thing.
Right.
And not even just the devil coming and stealing your soul. Can you imagine being in a cube of mirrors?
No.
And like, look, no.
I mean, just the tricks that your mind could play on you.
Yeah. So, like, I completely understand how shit went sideways.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then if they got shut down just from... Because if someone says something happened in there, then other people who go in are going to be like, oh my God, yes. Because again, your mind's playing tricks.
Right.
So I can see if they got shut down, then out of spite, these people might be doing something more.
Right.
You know, whatever, sinister. Anyway. But, so, even if you don't go to that shack, since you can't find it right now, you can create your own mini-sized.
Nope.
Almost like Hellraiser. So, it's basically a cube, like equal-sized mirrors.
Look at you know math.
Thank you, website. Just kidding, I know from sugar cubes. Okay, so this is attributed to being like the brainchild of a paranormal investigator named Joshua P. Warren. And he said, like, the theory behind this is that energy from the light bounces back and forth and up and down and kind of creates a loop. Mm-hmm. So people, I've seen this, paranormal investigators have this, and they will put haunted objects in there. And that is supposed to, like, magnify whatever is in that. So, like, a haunted doll, you place inside this cube, put a little recorder in there, or like a spirit box or anything like that, and you try to communicate with it.
Nope.
And it's like exponentially more powerful or whatever. So some people say that they do like doors or hinges so they can put the objects in, you know, instead of it like being just whatever. But they say that it's pretty normal with this to hear noises that are not human, like growls and stuff, because of the energy within the mirrors. So, all I know is if you want to experiment, do so at your own risk.
Yes, don't do it. Just don't.
And
don't you fucking say a paranormal chick's told you to do this shit, because I am telling you, do fucking not.
And if you want to go try to find this shack, do so at your own risk.
Again, do fucking not.
And that is the Devil's Toy Box. I don't think I could last, even if it's nothing sinister.
Nope.
And it was just like, like the Hall of Mirrors or whatever.
Nope.
No, that fucks me up. Because then I'm like, did I see something? And it could be like your hair or, whatever. And I'm like,
I could do like a hall mirror. But like, no. Floor to ceiling, up and down, sideways, left, right, round around. Nope.
Yeah, no. No, and I'm saying, like, could I walk through a hall of mirrors? Yeah, because I have an end. But if it was like Willy Wonka style and he's like, let's go through this hall of mirrors, and then a door closes and then another one, and I'm like, oh my God, what's coming out of this? What's blah, 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 blah. And then, like, what if you break a mirror to try to get out and there's like another mirror behind it or nothing behind it and you're locked in this box?
Or, again, 7 years bad luck for breaking the fucking mirror.
So, I just thought this was a fun?
Not the word I would have chosen.
Yeah. So, I always wanted you to do the Toy Box Killer and it fucked me up royally.
Thanks for the payback.
Yeah.
If it is real.
Okay.
The guy's sketch.
Oh, for sure.
Being like, hey, you want to do the mirror? Like, no, he doesn't. Like, he's like, come to my mirror box.
Yeah.
Like, no. No.
Like you said, if this is legit, he totally, I could say he is like possessed or influenced by evil And he's like made this mechanism to steal people's soul, to steal people's sanity, to make them do what they want, to torture.
You know what I think it is?
Okay, what?
If it's real.
Okay.
Old boy and his wife
Uh-huh.
are serial killers. And his Groundhog Day loop was actually kind of not a premonition, but like a break in the Matrix type thing where he actually saw what was happening. And they probably really did have all those people in their basement.
Fuck. Now that's good.
Thanks. You came up with it.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's actually really good. Or who knows what they're pumping in? You know, like at Disney World when they pump out the smells for the bakery on Main Street and it's not those smells, it's artificially made.
Right.
And you're like,
well, I actually didn't know they did that, but I thought you meant in the rides.
Oh, well, also that. But like, yeah, on Main Street when you're like,
or fucking...
that looks good and that smells good. I want fucking whatever, like
croissant.
cinnamon rolls.
Yeah. Okay,
Again,
but also, think about even like casinos pumping in oxygen so you stay there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like...
No telling what he pumped in for hallucinations.
I watch scary movies. No.
So then he fucks them up and they're like, oh my God. They come out and they're like, oh my God. And so
And
then
he's
their
like,
friends...
I'll save you.
Then their friends are like, oh fuck. And they run.
Mm-hmm. And then he's there all by himself.
And Will's like, here, I'll help you.
And come to my basement.
Yeah, get in the basement. And it's a whole nother kind of toy box down there.
So what do we learn then? Don't fucking go in any enclosed spaces that you are not in control of.
Right.
As with everything, if it don't feel right, it ain't.
Yes.
And it deserved an ain't.
That's...
With a cult, with a creepy devil toy box.
Yeah.
If it doesn't seem right, it's not, run the fuck away.
Yeah. Like, I just feel, trust your gut. I really feel in all instances...
That could be like our permanent number 2.
Yeah.
Or perma 2.
Because even if you think about all the mistakes that not all, but, mistakes, you knew in your gut something. You had some kind of thought before.
Some type of intuition.
Yeah. Even if it was the slightest, I should really do this. No, and then something happens and it's like, fuck.
Damn it. If I'd have just done X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, like you feel it. So please listen to your gut. If it wants a McRib, you get a fucking McRib.
It's your innate instinct to eat like shit.
and they had it on sale.
All the carbs.
All the candy.
All the fucking candy.
Literally, if Will Sawyer said, come into this devil's toy box and all the calories will not count, I'd be like, what you got in there? And oh my God, on The Biggest Loser back in the day when they'd have to go in
to the temptation thing?
Yes. If he had it like that, I'd be like, okay. He'd be like, damn, this girl's been in there for like an hour. I'd be like, I ain't finished. Shut that fucking door.
No.
I'm on to donuts right now.
No. You know how they'd get me? Like
sleep.
He'd be like, damn, that bitch has been in there sleeping for 12 hours. And I'd be like, close the damn blinds. Give me all the pillows. I make me a little pillow fort.
Oh, God,
I got
I'm too hot
one in
for
between
that.
my legs, one behind my back, one in my arms that I'm on my side for.
It's her boyfriend pillow.
And then the one that I'm laying on.
No, that's...
Just give me 4 pillows.
That's too much.
And I'm good.
Ugh. My God, I just need 2 pillows.
Oh, and it's cold enough in there that I can wear long sleeve pants and socks.
I need it cold enough so I can wear a tank top.
And by that, she still means as cold as I want it.
Yes.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
I just remembered. We have to put a picture on the thing from the website because it says like what basically an alien would look like.
Oh, shit.
On the website, the part, like the little hyperlink thing, how a member of the kingdom of heaven might appear. You ready for it?
Okay.
I don't think you're ready.
Oh, fuck.
It's like exactly what you think of when you think of an alien.
Yes.
Except not green, he's white. with black eyes.
Yeah.
Like a gray, not really
I was
white,
going to
like
say
gray.
he's gray.
We have to put that on the website.
Oh my God, yes.
Like, I'm just going to screenshot the website.
Oh my God. So freaking funny. Yeah, number 3.
Stay the fuck away from aliens.
Yeah. If you want to be anal probed, get you a butt plug.
Do you go to you a shop, get you, or, hey, the Amazon, the Google, look it up. You ain't even got to leave the comfort of your own home. But shop local.
Yeah, you can shop local. They'll help you be like, look, I want something like an alien would use, and they'd be like, okay, long, slender, with a little ribbed tip.
I was going to say, ribbed for your pleasure. Or do you want it smooth? You pick. You do your own damn thing. You do you. You do your own thing. You don't need a fucking alien to probe your butthole.
Yes, and you don't need an alien to ascend to your real alien self. Like, you don't need that. Okay?
Okay.
So don't go to that website and say like, ooh, yeah, UFO, Yoda, yoga. That sounds like something I'm interested in. No.
Yeah, don't go to the website. Don't join a cult. Don't go to the devil's
We do
box.
not want to see your goodbye messages, okay?
No goodbye
don't
messages.
Don't do that.
Well, they're exit messages.
Exit,
None of that. Nope. Do not.
Unless you get alien insurance, and then I could totally be your beneficiary.
Happy to be.
I mean, if you want to do that, I am all for it. You know, building a house.
Look, leave me your spooky town. Leave me all the insurance money.
Just kidding, but for real, remember,
Creep it real
and don't get scared.